Greetings once again, all you pirates out there. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more One Piece. Previously, CP0's assault on Egghead continues. Kaku doing battle with Zoro in his awakened state, no less, along with the Seraphim, who have traveled with them, acting on their own. Edison and Lilith head off to try to gain command of the Seraphim, and knowing this, Lucci has the Seraphim go all out on the laboratory. But who should intervene in the fight but none other than Stussy, who we find out is a clone of Miss Bucking, former member of Rocks, and supposed mother of Whitebeard's child. Is she here to protect her creator, or is it something else? Also, Bonnie has hunted down Dr. Vegapunk, demanding to know what he did to her father. But then she comes upon a door that contains Bartholomew Kuma's memory. What hides within these memories? What happened in the past of Vegapunk? Join me as I find out, won't you? One Piece, Chapter 1073, Miss Buckingham Stussy. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Germa 66's An Emotionless Excursion, Volume 29. Winner of the Mobile Peace Prize for GP flowers that bloom out of gunpowder. What? So I have to assume that the others wanted to sell off weaponry and Vegapunk just made them instruments of peace instead, much to the dismay of everyone else. That's pretty good. Regardless, let's get into the good stuff. Kaku's been taken out by Stussy. Lucci says, I can't wrap my head around this. And as he goes in for a Shigon finger pistol, Stussy seems to just evaporate and appear behind him, using paper art after image. Oh, okay. So it's one of the Rokoshiki techniques. Stussy says, so when you don't understand something, your first move is to kill it? She then pops out some lipstick and then taps it to his neck. He says, oh, Lucci, you're such a wildcat. Lucci thinks to himself, see Prism Stone. And while Lucci is somewhat disabled, she goes in for the bite right on his neck. And as Lucci is hit by her attack, he says, you dirty. And as Lucci falls to the ground, she says, I'm not stupid enough to fight fair against men as powerful as you two. But you'll forgive me, won't you? See, that's one of the things. People say, Kaku and Lucci got low-dipped. It's like, no, it's a technique. It's in the same way that Caesar Clown was able to take out Luffy and Zoro like in an instant. He used a technique, an ability that he has to take them down. In direct combat, he dies. Brooke sees all of this going down and says, what? I say, what's going on over there? Why is CP0 fighting CP0? Zoro then questions, are you infighting? Stussy then gets on the transponder sail saying, this is Stussy, the other two are asleep now. Pythagoras over by York says, wonderful news, Stussy solved that problem for us. York, wake up! York is quick asleep, having gluttoned herself into a friggin' coma. Meanwhile, with the group with Shaka, Usopp questions, so what the heck does this mean? Nami asks, she took down Rob Lucci? Shaka says he couldn't have seen that coming. She's been on our side for over 2 decades of undercover work. Nami then yells, you had a spy in the top secret intelligence agency? Shaka says, not by design, but that's how it ended up. I wonder what that means. It just so happened she ended up at CP0? Stussy then says, but we have a problem, Doctor. Lucci and I are on the same authority level. I can't override the orders he gave the Seraphim. There's no way to stop them. And as the Seraphim get ready to unleash their attacks yet again, Edison, running with Lilith, says, you did enough, Stussy. We're on our way now. Brooke and Zoro go racing off as well, with Zoro saying, if we don't stop those kids, they're gonna bring that building down on top of our crew. Brooke says, indeed, but tell me, don't they seem familiar to you? With Zoro noticing the Kuma and Jinbei Seraphim, he says, that's exactly what I was thinking. Especially one guy in particular. You must mean the Mihawk Seraphim. As Lilith and Edison make their way outside, Lilith says, damn it, they totally ruined the lab. But I guess it does make it easier to get out now. Yes, freedom! And she yells from the roof, hey, Seraphim! S-Hawk immediately zooms in on Lilith with killing intent. And as he goes in for the strike, Lilith sees that she's in trouble. But Zoro manages to intervene before he can do anything, clashing with him, stopping his blow. S-Hawk questions what's going on, as Zoro says, now that I get a better look at you, you're actually a little more human than him. You're human? Jeez, what does that say about Mihawk? And as S-Hawk manages to shove Zoro back, Zoro questions, so who are you? Lilith is, basically wetting herself, and she says, that gave me such a scare. Edison says, I'll handle this. And as Edison calls out, Seraphim, stop fighting now! But the S-Shark Seraphim fires right at him, apparently blowing him up. As Lilith says, Edison, did he get... Well, we see that Sanji managed to get to Edison beforehand, with him landing right next to Zoro. And as he holds him up, he says, you mean him? Edison says, that was close. As Lilith just gratefully says, Edison. And the Seraphim have stopped too, as we see all the Seraphim just standing at the ready, essentially. Zoro then yells, what are these things? Someone explain! Stussy then says, I placed Sea Prism Stone on Lucci and Kaku, Shaka. Shaka says, thank you, Stussy. We're going to escape the island. Come with us. And Stussy just says, understood. Okay, I mean, I guess she really is on their side. While Usopp says, hey, you just added more to the total. Jeez, they're essentially a crew at this point. While Luffy is still running off saying, Bonnie, where'd you go? Old man Punk, we can't leave on the ship without you. Old man. Oh, but the narration says, but an incident had occurred. Dr. Vegapunk Stella was nowhere to be found. Uh-oh. What did Bonnie do? What happened? Oh shit. Okay, now we're picking up on Sphinx in the New World. Hometown of the Whitebeard the pirate, with kids and the town people telling Marco, you should have seen it. I was really scared. Not me, I wasn't scared. The Navy came marching into the town and pushing us around. Marco says, I'm really sorry to hear about that, kids. That must have been quite a fright. The kids say, it's not your fault, Marco. Those Navy guys were real jerks. They said they were going to confiscate Whitebeard's treasure, like a bunch of pirates. And you see the Marines coming in saying, behave yourself, and no one has to get hurt. This guy kind of looks like Nezumi from Nami's town. The guy says, this country is unaffiliated with the world government. The law doesn't protect you here. They round up the townspeople as they say, we know Whitebeard left a vast treasure here. If you don't tell us where it is, that's grounds for execution. The one captain or whoever holds a gun up to a kid saying, if we shoot you one at a time, will that help you remember? The kid starts crying and then says, there's no such thing here. Don't point your gun at my brother. Oh no, a kid intervenes saying that. An old lady says, so you won't even treat us like human beings unless we pay tribute to the government? You're a pack of monsters. The Marine says, you really want to talk to me like that? When Marco isn't around to protect you? The man then says, grab her. And the Marines hold her up as she says, stop it. You put me down right now. The kids scream out, Grandma, as the Marine trains his gun on the old woman. The people say, stop it. She's just an old woman. Grandma. But suddenly something comes up from behind. It's Edward Weevil bashing away all of the Marines. Weevil says, leave my dead-ass hometown alone. Literally knocking them all into a nearby mountain. The Marines call out, Captain Rattel. Rattel. The Marines say, huh? Edward Weevil? And they all go running off saying, I thought they sent battleships after him when the warlords were disbanded. The townspeople are in shock. Another Marine says, we can't get in touch with that entire squadron. They're all down. His strength is just that monstrous. Back to the ship. We'll wait for reinforcement. This is Sphinx. Former warlord Weevil is here, requesting backup. The kids in present day tell Marco, if that big guy didn't show up, the village would have been done for. So many people thought Weevil was going to cause trouble, but he came and helped out. Maybe he's not as bad as we thought. Marco says, then he's a hero. I'm glad everyone's all right. Here comes Miss Bucking saying, but it doesn't end there, Marco. Who do you think came after that? Former Rocks pirate, self-styled scientist. Self-styled. Mads Freeloader. Miss Bucking. Buckingham Stussy. So for everyone who is saying, it's not, we don't know if it's actually a clone of Miss Bucking, that it's actually Miss Buckingham Stussy, it says Buckingham Stussy. We all clued in on it. It's too obvious, man. Former Rocks pirate, self-styled scientist. What does that mean, though? Self-styled. And Mads Freeloader. I really wonder what that all means. As Miss Bucking says, Admiral Ryukyugu showed up, and all our efforts were in vain. He took my Weevil away. Get my son back, and while you're at it, hand over the estate of Whitebeard Newgate. Wow. So, Ryukyugu just rolled up and took Weevil. Damn. Bummer. And you see Weevil captured and Miss Bucking on the shore calling out to him. She says, sent to prison for protecting his own father's village. My poor, sweet, brave boy, my son with Newgate. Marco says, well, I'm really grateful to him for saving the village, I can tell you that much. Miss Bucking then says, you don't believe that Whitebeard and Weevil are related, do you, Marco? Well, I know just the person who could prove it, and that's Dr. Vegapunk. Huh. Oh. So he's probably like a clone of their two genetics and not like a son proper. I could believe that. And then we pick up on a marine ship. Like someone saying, Kizaru, here's something to eat with the tea. Kizaru then says, I trust you had it tested for poison first? Person says, of course, sir. Kizaru says, I'll take it to him. You may go. Person says, yes, sir. And we head over to a world government ship where Kizaru is meeting with one of the Gorosei, saying, just out of curiosity, have you ever met Dr. Vegapunk before? And one of the 5 Elder Stars says, I have, just once a long time ago. But I must say that I find this turn of events to be most regrettable. 5 Elders, highest authority in the world, Saint Jai Garcia Saturn. Saint Jai Garcia. Saturn. I wonder if they're all named after planet. I mean, we've had Pluton, Neptune, Uranus. So are they named after the rest of what is considered weapons? So are all the weapons actually people? I wonder. 5 elders, and then you have 3 weapons, and 1 is Earth. That makes 9. Well, Pluto's not a planet anymore, but this came out before that kind of came up. I wonder. Is that the connection? Okay, so with Saturn headed to Egghead, that would be an authority that could command the Seraphim. That makes a lot of sense. And when she says that Weevil, the relationship could be proven with Vegapunk, it has to be that it is just a clone. Or Weevil is a clone, technically. But I wonder, will Weevil be saved? I don't know. I mean, this was a pretty heroic turn for Weevil to take, especially with everything that Stussy was spouting off previously. He's got to be some kind of failed clone. And how did Vegapunk disappear? Bonnie didn't just dip, did she? And it's cool that Stussy is now kind of their ally. It's unfortunate that Kaku and Lucci got treated this way, because people are going to be like, oh, Kaku and Lucci are shit, yada yada yada. When it's just like, it's Sea Prism Stone. Everybody gets taken out by Sea Prism Stone if you're a Devil Fruit user. But I do wonder, does Miss Bucking also have the same powers as Stussy? Or is that something that happened after Stussy was created? Still so many questions. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It sucks that we didn't get Bonnie's, getting Kuma's memories or anything like that. And what happened to Kuma's body? Man, so much is happening. But I want to hear from you. Also, remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.